Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the Assembly Line Pod. Today, we're going to talk about Frank Ragnow's retirement, the Tigers series against the White Sox, maybe touch on a little bit of off-season news or speculation for the Pistons and Red Wings, and then we'll wrap it up with a snake draft of Detroit sports icons. But first, us three, we kind of call each other pretty frequently, talk pretty frequently about Detroit, Michigan State sports. So we thought, why not give a podcast a try? Who knows, might not end well, but, we'll see where it goes. You guys want to say anything, or you want to just hop right in?
Just here to talk as fans, talk as brothers, share. Who knows? I guess we'll share our opinions with the good old internet, and
Yep.
We'll see how it goes.
Ben?
Sorry, my headphones cut out. I think you switched to a different speaker.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yep. See, you're getting raw.
Yep.
Not professional podcasting here.
Yep.
So enjoy.
All right, I'm back. I don't know why I switched my sound bar.
That sounds better.
But so you completely cut out. I've got no idea what you said.
All right. We'll just hop right in then. You have any words?
You can start then with your opinion on Frank.
Yeah.
Right.
First thing, Frank Ragnow's retired. It seems like the line's new, maybe a little bit more than the people. But yeah, Ben, why don't you kick us off with your thoughts?
I mean, my thoughts are probably the same as just about everybody that followed this. He's one of the best centers in the league. Obviously, it's a massive loss. Some people would say he's got big shoes to fill, or the replacement has big shoes to fill. I'd probably say those shoes are like clown shoes on whoever's going to step in. It's just way too big of shoes to fill. It's going to be tough going from being one of the best offensive lines and losing him kind of knocks us down a tier, I'd say. It's going to be hard, but I've got faith in the offensive line coaches. Dan Campbell's going to get them going, and I mean we'll see kind of how it goes.
Yeah,
I'm here for the ride.
Frank Ragnow was a top 2 center the last 2 years, I think. So it's obviously a big blow. And then in addition to that, we lost Zeitler over the off season as well. So that's our 2 best interior offensive linemen gone. So would you say that you think like the interior offensive line is now a concern?
Yeah, because especially with the youth, we'll see how they do.
Yeah, because now
we drafted two pretty good guards, in Tate and is it Frazier? So we'll see how that goes out of LSU. I think.
Yeah, because
it's going to be some growing pains. Part of me thinks unless Ratledge just completely blows camp out of the water, I can see Glasgow starting at center to start the year, and then seeing how Tate kind of progresses throughout the year, or something like that. But I don't know. We'll see.
Do either of you know?
That's just knee-jerk reaction, but
do either of you know who's going to be the starting projected? Glasgow's there, but then who's the other two? Is it Mahogany or?
Mahogany's a guard. He's not going to move to center.
No, I know it's not just center though. We need tackles or guard. Yeah.
I have seen.
So he'll play guard. So it's between. So probably as of now, if we didn't sign anybody, it's Glasgow, Rutledge, and Mahogany, or did we sign someone?
Yeah. We did sign guard.
You're talking strictly center.
Tristan Colon.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
it's definitely his name at all, like in these OTAs at all, but
they just signed him.
I mean, the good news is our tackles are pretty good, so that makes, they're, well, I mean, Sewell's arguably one of the best in the league. So
Yeah.
I did
if
see
not the
something.
best.
Obviously,
I mean,
hindsight's 20/20, but going into this last year, like you kind of knew that Frank always gets beat up, and that there was questions about him retiring last year. We draft not this past draft, but the draft going into last year. We drafted our first 2 rounds. We went DB. And one of them was Rakestraw. He hasn't really played much. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but I know there was a interior offensive line that starts on an NFL team right now that they could have drafted. In hindsight, it would have been nice to grab him with Rakestraw not playing. And I mean, I'm just saying.
Rakestraw is going to have a bigger role this year.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting 2 corners last year at all. We needed it. It just sucked that I think he had a hamstring issue last year, so he didn't get a lot of PT.
True.
But yeah, I ever since Ragnow retired, it's like now there's a lot of external media counting Detroit out even more than they were already, because we lost our coordinators and all that jazz. But good.
Yep.
What does Detroit love?
Doubt.
Chip on their shoulder. So yeah, Detroit versus everybody. It's gonna live on, even in the off season.
Yep.
I'm happy for Frank.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. Like, he's had a hell of a career. Gave it his all, played through a shit ton of injuries, was still, Pro Bowl, top center caliber player when he was playing. So happy for him. Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
No.
I don't know enough about offensive line Hall of Fame.
I know. That's what I know. Yeah, especially interior line.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know enough to evaluate.
If I had
that. Jason Kelsey is gonna be one, but because he's won a ring.
Yeah,
he also played for a lot of years.
He played for a lot longer. Ragnow was up there with him last few years, in terms of productivity. So in terms of top centers, so
I would say,
but I don't know.
Just because I don't think it's very common.
Yeah, I want him to be.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Be nice.
So imagine
who was our? Because go ahead, Ben.
I was gonna be a little side thing, but 2 years ago, imagine you just retired from work with all this millions of dollars and just got to go out on a boat and fish. Because that's exactly what Frank is going to be doing now. He's a huge fisherman, and he's going to not have to do anything. He's going to be able to go out and enjoy the water and enjoy fishing and just live his life at 29 years old. I mean, that'd be sweet.
But if you think
with a beat up body, but
he wanted to keep playing, but he couldn't. It's not like he's going into a happy. I mean, sure, he's happy in a way, but he wanted to keep playing, but his body let him down. So it's a little different than riding off into the sunset. Especially
able to spend time with his family a little bit more too, because I know he was his dad passed away, so I know he was he wanted to support his mom and everything with the football money and all that fun stuff. So good dude. He's a good guy. From what I know, he's a good dude. He's definitely a guy you want in your locker room. It's definitely a big blow.
Yeah.
Do you somehow think he joins coaching staff?
No, not
anytime soon.
Yeah. It'd be something down the line, I think.
Yeah, it's not like college football where a fifth-year senior retires.
A grad assistant or whatever.
Yeah, to be a GA on the staff and then move up. Yeah, it's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
other Lions news. I think Amon-Ra had surgery on his knee.
I saw that come out.
Yeah, should be. I mean,
minutes before we started.
It came out today.
Really?
Just
what was it?
Just cleaning stuff up. It wasn't he
should be ready to go by training camp.
Yeah, he should be ready to go. Not a concern. Any other Lions news you guys saw or anything?
No, not aside from.
I'm ready for JMO. This is JMO season.
Dan's been talking about him a lot, so.
I love that kid. Yeah. I'm a stan when it comes to JMO.
Yeah, he's a playmaker.
Better do it
you
while
need to be a fan of playmakers.
He'll be gone
true.
in a couple of years, so.
I know. That's what I'm nervous of. But
yeah. We'll see. Anything
you
else?
have
What?
I may have missed this when my headphones were going in and out, but do you guys go over like who the starting O-line lineup might be from left tackle to right tackle?
I talked about that while your headphones came back, like 10 minutes ago. We talked, but you got Sewell.
They were going in and out, in and out, in and out.
Probably Mahogany, Glasgow, and Rutledge.
Oh.
Yeah, you looked at the
Decker.
dude.
Some combination of those three. It's going to be. It's going to be Decker, Mahogany, Glasgow, Rutledge, and then
Ratledge.
Decker and Sewell.
Yeah, Ratledge.
Tackles.
Tomato, Mullet Man, or whatever.
Yeah.
What is his nickname? Did you guys see that?
I'm not sure.
No. I can't remember what it was. Somebody had him sign a helmet or something with a certain nickname for him.
Gotcha.
But anyways, it was pretty cool.
He'd be a cool dude.
Yep. I guess we'll transition to the Tigers. With the extra innings lost today, they split the series 2-2. Before we get into the games, I know when we last week talked, it was right before this series, and we were saying basically that 2-2 is a disappointment. Or I think Kyle, you might have said I don't know, it's a long ways, it's not that big, but I don't know, the way they played this series is kind of a disappointment, I think. I mean, so the first game.
Well, maybe game two.
Well, so the first game they won 13-1. Carry bombs, hit 3 home runs,
3 dingers. Yeah.
Parker Meadows was back. He had a double, a triple, a stolen base, and a walk. So that was good. That was good.
And
to
a
see.
Diving catch too.
Yes. Yep. And so we thought, maybe him coming back and that this would be an easy series. Well, then we throw out a bullpen game, lose 8-1. We were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. The Sox were 5 for 9. That's just a recipe for disaster. It was 0-0 for a while, and then Hannafy couldn't make a throw to second. I think it was Hannafy. And then after that it was first and second. And he walked the next 2 batters for them to take a 1-0 lead. It's like I know it's the White Sox, but it's like the little those are the things you don't want to see your team do in games that you should easily win. It's like, don't make the stupid mistakes. Just make them beat you.
Right.
Yeah, don't play down to their level, so to say.
Yep. And then yesterday they started with the 4 spot, started with the 4 spot. We were up 4-0 in the first inning. They ended up coming back tying it, and then we took the lead in 7th, 8th, one of those two.
It was the 8th. In that little Texas league.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't watch it. I went to bed. I don't know that's how they scored because that should not have been a run. Just I don't know, just whatever. But
Colt Keith came through.
Yep, and then obviously today, it was blah. It was just lost 3-2 in extras. Seemed like they had a couple of chances and they just didn't come through.
Capitalized.
So I guess a
little flat maybe from the late night to an early start.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they had to deal with the same thing. I don't know, maybe.
I know.
Yep. But
I mean, it was a 2-1 2-1 game.
3-2.
3-2. Yeah.
My big question is, so when the Tigers do go to their bullpen, how confident are you? Personally, if I don't see Vest or I don't see Canely, I have almost no confidence. And I don't know if it's just being pessimistic where I have expectations for this team and they're kind of I mean, they're still good. Obviously, I mean, the first place, we're still up 6 games. I think it's not like the sky's falling, but just when those two guys, if it's someone besides those two, it just seems like something's gonna happen. It's like a flip of a coin. It's
Mm-hmm.
more of a flip of a coin. It's either they're gonna go 1, 2, 3 and we'll win the game, or they're gonna give up like 2 runs and it's gonna be a brand new ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the pitching's definitely starting to be a little weaker, I think, as a whole, it seems like. And then
I mean,
pair that with a little bit of a slump that our hitters kind of have been in, minus the 13, the first game of the series. But
yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what they do come trade deadline, to see if they add an arm and a bat, or one or the
Mm-hmm.
other, or what they do. But Matt Manning's also, I want to know, like, Matt Manning's also in Toledo, and I wonder if maybe he's just not ready to come back up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wonder if
I
that
don't.
experience, I wonder if that experiment's like done with, or like what's going on with him.
I know people were kind of calling for Bo Brisky to get DFA'd after today. It's like,
Oh
look,
no,
well, people overreact obviously, but my thing is
no, I
like he's
know,
coming in the 10th inning. There's a guy on second to start. That's not like an ideal situation to come into. Like
no,
the game winning hit he left over the plate, but it's like it was second and third with one out. I mean, chances are they're probably going to score. I mean, it's just the way it goes. So,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, pitching. We do have Reese Olson and Job are both on the IL. I mean, they're starters, but
mm-hmm.
it's something to keep in mind.
But yeah, when we have to throw bullpen games, that wears out your bullpen. Then
Mhm.
when you need them when school comes out or something, then
Yeah.
they're tired, and it all plays a factor.
Yeah, I feel like they pushed Scooble's start till tomorrow, and you kind of get the sense that the Tigers are like, oh, these guys are pushovers. Like, we'll deal. Like,
Don't want to
I think
waste.
they're like, let's not waste Scooble on the White Sox type
exactly, and that's
message.
kind of like these guys aren't good, and I mean, they kind of played like it. They kind of just played like, hey,
But at the
we're
same
here.
time, they only gave up 2 runs in 9 innings, and then their hit
I
batters just didn't
that
get.
I'm
So
not.
it's like,
That
I don't
wasn't.
think that's
That's not.
like, I
I
think that
wasn't.
might not have been the right, or not, wasn't the wrong call,
I mean,
because they only gave up 2 runs.
I'm not. That's not a direct at the pitchers. It's direct at the team. The team,
Oh,
like
all
the
right,
team
I
has
got
that
you.
mind. It seems like the team had that mindset of whatever we do, we'll win. It's whatever. And yeah,
I
they
suppose.
scored after the first game. They scored 13 runs. Obviously, that's cool. I mean, they won by 12. They didn't need all of those, but
Right.
they scored what 5, 7 runs in the last 3 games. I mean, that's just over 2 runs a game. I mean, that's not gonna get done. No, it was. Sorry, I added wrong or added their
Oh, you
score.
did.
It was 8 runs, so it's almost 3, but still 3 probably isn't gonna win you very many games in this day and age. Um, but some notes for hitters. Riley Green's actually been so this was the stats I looked up were before today. But Riley Green, he's been on a tear. He was batting 360 in this last week. If you take
Mhm.
he batted like I think 211 in the first month, and since then he's been 270 or above. So like he's starting to run into form. Um, and Torque's been in quite a bit of a slump. He's batting one. He had a 158 average this last week. The only positive I'd say is that his expected average and his expected weighted average, whatever that is, it's higher than what he's hitting. So
Mhm.
I think that means that he's
Still getting
hitting
good
the ball
contact.
well, but it's just not going. I mean, in the 10th
Out of
inning,
bounds.
he had that shot to top of the
To the
fence that was
wall.
caught. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit it's baseball, but I mean he hasn't been hitting great. Dingler's someone that hit pretty well this series. Um,
353 this past week with 2 home runs.
yeah, yep.
I have. So you bring up Riley Green. I have Glaver, Scoob, as locks for like the All-Star. Is Green a lock for the All-Star now or no?
A lock?
A
I don't know
lock,
if I'd say a
no.
lock.
Or are there any other locks you
I think the
for
only
an
lock
All-Star?
is Skubal.
You think
Glaber should
Glaber's
get
a
it.
lock?
I mean, you
A
got to
lock?
remember, it's the
No,
beginning of
No,
June.
I'm not talking starting. I'm not talking starting.
Oh.
I'm talking about just a
Yeah,
lock to be an All-Star.
you would think Skubal, Green, and Glaber would be my 3 best locks. And then Dingler should. But I don't know. Some of it comes down to position. Like you look at like second basemen, there's not very many second basemen that are hitting. So it's just kind of going to go to Glaber should be an all-star. But then you look at first. Like Torque is having a pretty good year. I mean, he leads first base in a couple categories, hitting categories. But first base are there's a lot of hitters that typically play first, so it's harder. But those 3 would be the 3 that I would say would be like locks for the All-Star games, not necessarily starters.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Where do you think Colt Keith fits in now with Parker back? Like, is he gonna be? Is it gonna be like Torque and Colt are gonna kind of like lefty righty at first base, or let's fill in? Because I heard there was some. I can't remember where I heard it, but I heard he was taking like reps at third base.
Yeah, he played there an inning today.
Yeah.
But then he had to get subbed out because someone else had to get pinched hit for, and the only way to do that was to put Riley Green in. He had to go to left, and McKinstry had to go to third. Colt Keith had a 10-game hitting streak. Did you even know that before today? I think he got in for 1 at bat and didn't get a hit. Yeah, it's not like
probably wouldn't have known that.
Yeah.
But like he's quietly having a decent like May, like last month.
Mhm. So I think you're going to see him a lot at third because Ibanez? That dude, I might be able to hit better than the way he's hitting right now. He's batting .217. So I know it was a joke. I'd be batting 0 in high school.
You might get lucky.
But he's batting .217.
Marty Mush.
It seems like every time that he comes up to the plate with as a pinch hitter, he just strikes out, and it's always for Carp. And I know Carp can't hit lefties, but it's like at some point we gotta stop doing this. Like they say he's a great third baseman, but like we can't be, if you're gonna be relied on to get a hit or at least have a at bat, like you got to put the ball in play. We can't be striking out. Quickly, speaking of strikeouts, the Tigers are 4th in the league in striking out.
Wow.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, they strike out a lot.
Yeah. Is that?
I think even was it yesterday? It could have been It could have been the game. It could have been game 1 of this series. Like they're like in like the 3rd inning and they have 5 strikeouts, but they had 8 runs or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was just wild. It was like they're either hitting bombs or they're hitting strikeouts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of the way
which is frustrating.
That's kind of the way that baseball is going these days.
Yeah. I mean, the Yankees kind of are like that in a way. Like, maybe not as bad, but it's one of those things. Like, are you concerned? It's like not really, because it does seem like a lot of our players' like expected batting averages are higher, and I think they do. It seems like they hit the ball hard, sometimes just at people. But quickly back to Colt Keith, he had a 288 average for the month of May, and so far in the quick 5 days of June, he's batting .333. So
he's had a good last month. Yeah.
That was after a 154 in March and a 186 in April. So.
Maybe he's a warm weather guy.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I mean, if he's starting to come alive though, so I mean, it's big, and it's not time to hit the panic button yet. I don't think. I don't know. It's one series. Yeah, they should have, won. Probably went 3-1, but really they didn't lose a game in the division. Is it really that? It's not that. It's not the end of the world. It's a long season. You're going to lose games that you're going to look back on and wish you would have won. But
right.
is don't be in a slump come September.
Yeah, I mean, might as well get the slump out now, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Make the playoffs. Don't be in a slump come September. Ride that.
Yep.
Just like they did last year.
You guys got any more Tiger notes?
No.
Still have the number
like-
one record in baseball.
Yep.
Even after, dropping a couple against a bad team. I mean, still have that to hang your hat on. So, I mean, it's not like, who was it last year? The Twins? That kind of just fell off.
Yeah, it was the Twins, yeah.
And then the Tigers kind of took their spot. I mean, they didn't have the number one record in baseball.
No.
So, like, we're still in a good spot. I mean, not time to hit the panic button. So
it'd be nice to win 2 out of the 3 for against the Cubs. I think that would definitely turn back the fans. But it is funny to see the reaction when the Tigers lose. It's like the world's ending. It's like we just lost
I
a
know.
playoff game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I fall into the trap of it. Like I was upset when they lost today, but it's baseball. It's not football where that, especially like college football where it's one game matters that much. Like the grand scheme, it's not a huge deal. Now, I think if they don't make the playoffs for some reason, we're not going to look back at this series and be like, wow, I can't believe that. Like they're going to lose another game that they probably should win. Like it's
right.
Like it's going to, and they're they've had a good record against pretty good teams. So sometimes you got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah, it's not like when they lose a game, we're in like the middle third of the season, I would say.
Yeah, we just passed the.
We're almost to the halfway point, aren't we? We're just got 65, 70 games in?
We have about like 65 games. There's 162.
Yes, we're in the middle third.
Yeah.
So
64.
like losing a game, the Tigers losing a game in the middle third doesn't hurt as much as like the Red Wings losing in regulation in the middle third of their season.
Yeah.
But
also we're still 6 games up. Like I know I go back and forth. Like sometimes that feels like a lot, but then other times it doesn't feel like anything. Like most of the I think most of the standings it's pretty
tight.
Yeah, like most of them are closer.
I think once you hit 3 games, anything over 3 games is starting. It's a little more comfortable.
So I guess the Blue Jays or the Yankees are up 5.5, but
the Blue Jays over the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Blue Jays are second in it. Wow, I haven't been paying attention, but like.
Yeah, I mean we're still a game and a half up on the Yankees. So
the Blue Jays probably won't be. They're probably not going to be a seller.
It depends.
Depends on what they can get.
Yeah.
If Bo Bichette's not going to be coming back anyways, might as well try to get something for him.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah.
That's a conversation for another time.
I mean, but the Avalanche traded away Mikko Rantanen. They were a playoff team, and they did it strictly because they couldn't agree to anything. So might as well get something for them. So
that's smart business.
Yep. Any other Tigers? I was a little disappointed. I guess disappointed is a fine word. In Casey Mize today, he had I feel like he's been a really good number 2 for us.
Why?
He's 6-1. He had 60 pitches in the first 2 innings because they had bases loaded in the first 2.
True.
And I know
not efficient.
He got out of it and ended up, they didn't end up scoring on him or anything, but still, after a bullpen game 2 days ago, it would have been nice to see him kind of get in there. But
go 7, 6 or 7.
Yeah, it just didn't look like he had his stuff today, though.
Right. Which is unfortunate.
Yeah. But as long as he comes back next start and does well, I'm pretty confident that he'll be a pretty good number 2 the rest of the year. I know some people might say Flaherty is, but I don't know. I have more confidence, I think, in Mize than I do Flaherty.
Yeah, he's kind of
Although,
been all over the map, Flaherty.
Yeah. I think he's had 2 really good starts in a row though, so we got that going for us. Any other Tigers news,
I'll eat them up.
thoughts? What do we think about the Cubs series? Are we just happy with 2-1?
Yeah. Win the series.
That's what I would say.
That's how I approach
Win the
every series.
series.
Win the series.
Yeah.
Don't lose it.
Yeah. I wish I remembered the frickin' stat I saw. It had something to do with like, we have to win. I don't know. It was like 50% of the game. Basically, we have to win. Like, if we win every series out, we'll win like 110 games or something like that.
Jeez.
Wild.
And that's just winning the series, not sweeping
No, I
anybody
know,
or anything
yeah.
like that. So it made me a lot more confident. But then at the same time, like, oh my God, we're so good, but at the same time we've only won like 60% of our games. It's like baseball. There's
That's
so many
good.
games. It's hard. Yeah. But all right. Ben, choose your
Yeah.
next adventure: Pistons or Red Wings. Actually, because you guys, we got all 4 teams represented here. Ben's got
Go
back
Wings.
up a little. Yep. We'll go Wings then. Just touch on that. I
Got nothing.
I really have nothing. I did look at some
there's not a lot going on right now.
No, I looked at some
Gotta
free
wait
agents.
for free agency to be.
Yeah, and there's a lot. There's so many names out there, and I didn't go into anything too deep of unrestricted, restricted, or anything, but I did see a name out there that I think he's an unrestricted free agent, Brad Marchand. What if he came to Detroit?
I don't want him.
See, that's why you
Why
should
not?
want him.
I know, but like, I'd rather have it to Chuck than Marchand.
I mean,
how old is Brad Marchand?
I would too, because they're so much better, but Marchand's the one that's unrestricted free agent, and he's older. You can probably pay him less, but it would be.
He's a gritty.
That's why it's almost the Lions. The
they need him. They need him.
Someone
they need
that's
somebody
got that fire.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of what
he's 37.
Yeah, I mean, he's only got a couple more. I mean,
1 maybe 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt.
I
don't think he'd come, but I just saw that name out there.
I'm sure he's ring chasing. So he's
well,
got the opportunity right now with the Panthers.
What a game though last night. That was a good game.
He wanted more money from the Bruins. They didn't want to give it to him. So I don't know if he might be chasing money. I don't know.
Yeah, Lord knows that the Red Wings are stupid with their money sometimes. At least they were used to be.
I did read an article about Marner. The Wings were not listed as a team.
Interesting.
I don't know. I mean, I think right now he's like, I think almost every team's in it. Like, put their feelers out, or most non-contending teams or whatever. But yeah, that's all I really. I mean, hockey is so early to tell. I don't know enough about hockey. Who's good, who's bad, what we really need, all that stuff. So, I guess in terms of them, we'll probably just wait till off season comes to really talk about them. It's kind of the same thing going on with the Pistons. A lot of trade
speculation
that's
mock trades.
Yeah, that are just completely stupid. Same thing with the Tigers. Tigers are getting them too. A lot of stupid ones. But I did look up unrestricted free agents, and the 2 that stood out to me was Miles Turner and Brook Lopez. I think like the Pistons seem like they need. I'm not saying I want either of them. I'm just saying right now you would think the Pistons kind of need a big man. Like at power
Yeah,
forward, all we had was Tobias. I mean, Duran and Beef Stew are pretty good, but like, you know, I don't know. Those are the two guys I saw. I mean, there's not a lot out there. If you really want like a game changer, I mean, those are the Brooke Lopez isn't really a game changer.
Yeah, he's 37. Yeah.
I don't want
It'd be-
Brooke.
It'd be a but the good thing about him is he can shoot. I'm just saying, like, for a 1-2 year type thing, he'd be fine. Miles Turner would probably be a little bit longer, but in terms of big men, this was just unrestricted, so there might be a couple of restricted out there, but I think the Pistons really want to make a splash or anything, they probably have to make a trade.
So, go ahead, Kyle.
I don't think the Lions. I don't think the Pistons have the cap to get Miles Turner. He'd be ideal.
I don't understand how we don't have the cap. Our team's so young.
Not really paying anyone. He can't be.
Cade's not on a max yet. Tobias has to be our highest paid.
Cade's
making
max
a lot.
is going to go because he just made All NBA.
But he's not at his max yet. Like this is probably his last year without the max. I'm just saying our team's so young. I just don't understand how we don't have a cap space or cap room, because typically a young team, you're on those entry level deals. Even if it's Cade and Jaden Ivey, like, yeah, they're making a lot, but they're not making as much as LeBron and all these, Jalen Brunson, Doncic, like all those people that are making $50 million a year.
Tobias is at 26. Cade's at 38. Next is for next season. Cade's at 38. His max hits next year, or it starts next year.
Okay. But still, that's only two people. Like, there's teams out there that are paying two guys $50 million.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a decent bench. This doesn't. I mean, they're on the luxury tax, but I don't know.
Hardaway was at 16.
Isaiah Stewart's 15.
Yeah, Cade going from 13 to 38 is big.
I get that. I'm just saying there's teams out there that
I know
that have seemed like, and it's
it's
probably the luxury tax, because if you
the luxury,
if they overspend on that, then we can.
Then you have to vet,
we do have the cap room. You just have
contracts
to pay,
are different.
Yeah, we do have the cap space. They just have to pay the luxury tax. That's what it comes down to. And our Grove seems like he wants to win, so I'm hoping he does something like that.
I'm looking at the cap right now for the 2025-2026 year. Cap space negative $38 million. It's just, and then 26-27 negative $41 million. Like, I just don't really understand. And then it goes to first apron, second apron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's just make it easy. So you can only spend this much.
I think
instead of an actual cap.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I don't know. It's kind of. I mean, you look at these two teams in the finals. They're both small market teams. But then you look at last year, and it was Boston, winning. The Lakers have obviously won. So it's kind of. There's been 7 or 8 years in a row. There's been a different champion. Some big market, some small market. So, I don't know. Seems like it's worked out. Football obviously. Football hasn't really had that problem. Baseball. I'm trying to think who's all won.
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers won the last 2 years, and it was the Rangers. I mean, so I feel like more often the team, like, you can get to the world, like the Rays were always, they could get to the World Series as a small market team, not paying anybody, but they could never win it. So I feel like the bigger markets, I don't know, baseball is just such a different, same thing with hockey, like, there's so many things that can go different and stuff that can make better teams not win and such.
Do you think the finals goes more than 5 games?
No.
Me neither.
Nope.
Somehow
He's up
he's just
9 right now. Alex Caruso going to the line. 12 minutes left.
Obviously, the game Kyle, you mentioned yesterday how the game was good. Oilers, Panthers. Obviously, the Oilers won. You think it's going back to Canada? I mean the cup, not the series.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
TBD. These are two really good teams. This is going to be a good final. Just like last year. Like last year, won 7 games. So.
Yeah, it was 3-0. Went 3-0, 3-0. Then it was Game 7.
That's right.
Yeah.
Were we in Canada for Game 7?
I don't think so.
No.
We weren't.
Those were in the finals.
Did we go?
I don't know if it was.
Yeah. June 3rd.
It wasn't the finals. I don't think it was the finals.
I honestly don't think it was either. Cause I think Edmonton was playing Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Because I remember talking.
It was this week last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a time, but anything else you want to get to before we get to our closing draft?
No.
Exciting. Detroit.
All right.
Detroit sports on the rise.
That's right. Got to keep it going, though. Got to keep it going. All right. So we're going to do a draft of Detroit sports icons. Some would say like a Mount Rushmore. We'll pick one from each sport in a snake draft. However you want to interpret it. New, old, whatever.
We don't have to pick a specific team at any point, right? Like I can go like Pistons and like Ben can go Lions.
Correct. Yeah.
All right.
Correct.
You
you just have to have one from each team.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we determined Kyle, you'll go first. We'll go in age order.
Save the best for last.
Detroit icons, huh? First overall pick.
I wonder who it'll be.
It's definitely my guy Barry.
Yeah.
McCockiner?
Barry going 1-1. Barry Sanders.
Probably okay. You don't.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to give it names, but do you think he's the biggest Detroit icon?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think when people think Detroit sports, they think Barry Sanders. All time, for some reason. Maybe that's just my era.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it is. Let me write these
down. All right,
down.
well, you're next. Who is it?
I know.
You can't. What, ChatGPT?
No, I'm writing down who we pick. I'm gonna go with.
Right. Hold on, let me cross this.
I'm going with Gordie Howe.
Gordie Howe, good pick.
Yep. I think Gordie there's a chance. I think there's a chance he might be bigger than Barry.
Yeah.
Because
Barry
worldwide.
It's tough because football is so much more popular.
Mr. Hockey, he's Mr. Hockey.
Gordie Howe was was Wayne Gretzky before Wayne Gretzky. Like he was the best.
Yeah.
Best player at his sport. Barry, I think, is the all-time best running back. But when you talk GOATs and stuff, he's not really in that conversation. When it's football, most of the time it's gonna be a quarterback. But yeah. So I'm going Gordie Howe.
I'm going Tigers. Miguel Cabrera.
Okay.
And then
any justification or?
One of the greatest hitters to ever play the game. Pretty simple. And then let's see. I was hoping you guys would take some of my other picks. but you didn't.
Why would you want us to take your
Yeah.
To make it easier.
take my
To make the
pick.
decision easier.
Oh yeah, we know. Yeah, we know you with decisions. Then
Yeah.
we're gonna be
Oh
here now.
yeah. Oh man.
Precisely,
So
Benjamin.
we're gonna go. Take off all these.
Hold on. I gotta get. Yeah.
We're gonna go. Ben Wallace.
Big Ben.
Big Ben.
Ben.
Wallace.
Nice.
Hmm.
Why'd you go him over? Well, we can. Yeah, interesting. Why Ben
had-
Wallace from your Stones?
Ben loves Ben Wallace.
I
know
do.
he does.
It was more of a when
Nostalgia
you're
pick.
when you're
You can
stuck between a couple.
You could tell he's the youngest. He's gone Ben Wallace and Miguel Cabrera.
Go. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, I would have picked Gordie Howe, but someone else already took him.
Oh yeah, would have.
I swear to God, he was my 1-1.
I got 2 picks, and I think.
You got one.
Oh, I know, but I'm going between 2,
Oh.
and I think I have to, because I think if I'm Kyle's mind, I think I have to go Isaiah Thomas.
Good pick. He was on my list. Both of them were.
When you think Detroit basketball, you think Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah. So I get 2 picks, right?
Yep.
Correct. Yeah. Just do one at a time, though.
Yeah, I'm going Stevie Y. Stevie Y. The captain.
That was the
Yep. Yeah, just love watching him as a little kid.
I mean,
and
in
then
in our generation, he's by far the best. Maybe
Yeah.
not by far the best, but most known, definitely, Red Wing.
Yeah, there's him or one other one, but I'm not going to say his name. But
I know. We'll
see if Ben picks him. But yeah. And then my next one, I'm gonna go Tiger player. I'm going LK line. LK line for my Tiggy.
So I have. Oh, shoot.
One of the leaders for that '84 team.
Yep. Yeah. No, I like that pick a lot. Okay.
Isn't he? No, is he Mr. Tiger?
So there's someone I want to pick, but I can't because I don't think anybody's gonna know who he is. I had to do some research and I found him, and I think he should be up there, but I'm not gonna pick him. But I think I have to go.
Yeah. Okay.
He's tough right now.
How do you not go with Mr. Tiger for your Tiger?
Yeah.
Ben, you messed up.
I think Cabrera would be. I do think Kalen is better pick, but I do think if we won a World Series with Cabrera, I think they'd be even.
Oh, 1,000%.
I think that's the one thing that's. I mean, overall, obviously Cabrera was a better hitter, but
I'm just giving Ben crap because he's my brother.
So both of these guys have had problems with the Lions or Lions fan base at times, and I don't know who to pick from them.
You're going Lion.
I think I gotta go Megatron.
For an icon?
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Dude.
I mean, yeah. He's on my list.
I think that was tough.
Yeah. Well, it depends on who your other one is. I don't know who your other one is.
Was it Matt Stafford?
Yeah, it was.
That's the next line on my list.
That's who you're picking?
To be honest,
I'm picking.
So I think, if I'm going to be completely honest, I think that Stafford is more of a Detroit icon than Megatron. I just think right now, given everything that's happened the last couple of years, Stafford has like a bad taste in people's mouths. So that's why I didn't pick him.
Yeah.
But I think if you know, on a graphic, I think people would look. I think right now they might pick Megatron over Stafford, but I think overall I think Stafford's the more Detroit icon. So I kind of copped out a little bit, but
I didn't even have Stafford written down.
Okay, we'll get to other ones later after.
Honorable mentions.
Yep.
So
Ben had to do research for this one.
no, I'm picking.
I want to hear
for my last one.
Wait, yeah,
go
Kyle and
ahead.
I both have wings. I want you to name everybody you're thinking about right now.
I don't have anyone I'm really
Okay.
thinking about.
Okay, I just picked your guy then.
Pavel Datsyuk.
Interesting.
Why is
Great
that
pick.
interesting?
I didn't have him.
Yeah, I didn't have him.
Really?
In terms of I only wrote down 3, so he didn't reach my top 3 for the wing. He was probably 4 or 5 for me.
Wow.
But I love that too. Great pick, magic hands.
Yeah, I think he's one of
the best highlight tapes out there. So
there's one guy. I think he probably would have been maybe my 4th, unless I go back.
Oh yeah, you are.
I'm up, but
you are up.
I think he would have been my 4th, unless I found someone from way back when. But
you gotta go.
So my last one, Kyle said, I don't know. I'm between the last 2 picks. I was between 2 people for both of them. I was between Stafford and Megatron and the Tigers. I was between 2 people as well.
Are you?
Are you Pistons?
No, I'm
No,
Tigers.
you gotta pick the Tigers.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't have to pick Tigers Fire.
I mean, I gotta. It's just so hard. I gotta go with them. I mean, he's the number 1 Tiger.
Ooh.
Ty Cobb. Best batting average in MLB history.
Yeah.
He was my one. I had him first. I think I would.
I mean, not a bad pick at all.
This time I went with my gut. I said I gotta go Cobb. My other one was Verlander. And
yeah, those 2. I had those. This was the one I had. I had Verlander / Cobb.
Yeah. But all right, you pick your Stone, Kyle, and we'll get to
my Stone.
Mentions. Yep.
Oh, Mr. Big Shot, Chauncey.
Yep.
MVP of the finals in 2004. I really wanted to say Allen Iverson, but
he crossed my mind, but he didn't make my top 3.
Boy.
I can tell you that much.
He didn't do anything.
I know, not as an icon, but I know. That was wild. It would have been
He is probably one of the best players with history to play for the Pistons.
Yeah, but he didn't he's not a Detroit icon.
He didn't do anything with Detroit.
Yeah, he's not a Detroit icon.
He didn't. Yeah, it was not a good.
Still one of the best players.
At the end for Detroit. But anyways, back to Billups. Billy has got to be Billups.
Billups.
Yeah.
So
love Chauncey. He was the first one to get his number retired, I believe, from that team.
Oh, really?
Not sure. So Kyle, you had Barry Sanders,
maybe.
Stevie Y.
Barry, K-Line,
I'm going through them right here.
Oh.
You had Barry, you had Stevie Y, Al Kaline, and Chauncey Billups.
I think I
had
raked
Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe, Isaiah Thomas, Megatron, and Ty Cobb. And Ben, you had Miggy, Ben Wallace, Matt Stafford, and Pavel Datsyuk.
Who are going to be some names that people are going to be like, oh, no, none of them? I think Nick Lindstrom's going to be on there.
Yeah, Ben, you should pick Nick Lindstrom. I think he's
one of the best. Probably the best defenders ever in the NHL.
Yeah, but
to play the game.
I mean, I was a little young, but I don't know if he got the love nationally. Pavel Datsyuk might be more known in obviously the younger generation, but Nick Lindstrom's one of the best defensemen in NHL history. I had Joe Dumars in the Pistons. I think you could have made a case.
Yeah, Dumars, but
I had Isaiah Thomas, Ben Wallace, and Joe Dumars as my top three. I had Billups as four. I don't know. When I think, yeah, but when I think Pistons, I just don't think. I think from that team, I think Ben Wallace. I think
Yeah.
I think it's.
I mean, that's why I didn't pick
Chauncey was
him.
probably our best player, but I think it's just the Frel. Like it's just that was Ben Wallace. He was like he was the
iconic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lions, I actually had Dick Limbaugh or whatever. He's a defensive coordinator. I did some research. I didn't know this, but he played for 14 years for Lions. He leads the Lions in interceptions. And he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So I don't think
had honorable mention.
you don't really think of him though, but I think he deserves. I feel like people our age don't really know, I know who he is, but I didn't really know.
I didn't know
he was that great for the Lions. Yeah, he got cut by the Browns before they even started the season, practice squad, and he got picked up by the Lions. Yep.
I had HM, Jason Hansen.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I think it's just tough to pick a kicker.
I know, but he was our whole freaking offense for so many years.
Yeah. All you have to do is get to the 50.
He has scored the most.
Yeah,
like the highest point scorer for a while there.
I also had Zetterberg.
Yeah.
As a Red Wing.
I think
you can tell.
I think you picked Datsuk. Datsuk is a better pick between those two, I think.
Oh yeah,
because
for sure.
of his name recognition.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, Zetterberg was the captain, but I think Datsuk was a little more flashy and well-known.
Lindstrom won 7 James Norris trophies.
Wow.
And did win the Conn Smythe and one of the Cup champions. 4 rings. 7 top defenseman trophies. 12 All-Star games. Yeah, he's one of the best.
Definitely decorated.
But
the more I'm sitting here,
a lot of people kind of forget,
Yeah.
So it's not like the best ever. It's just like the icons here. That's what we did.
I think I think the more I'm sitting here, the more I'm thinking if you go ask a random Detroit fan that's not super into hockey, give me your top 4 hockey players.
Name a Red Wing.
And I think Howe and Yzerman would be the top 2. But I think there's a chance if you take out current players, I think Datsuk probably would be. There's a really high chance Datsuk would be a third. So I think the more I'm thinking about it, you might have made. It's not as bad as when I initially thought, but the last team will be the Tigers. So we went Cobb, Cabrera, Kaline. Those are my top 3. Like I said, I had Verlander, Alan Trammell.
There's somebody that I have. I'm wondering if you guys can guess who it is on my list.
Can we give it an era?
Yes,
Maglio.
Come on.
Yeah, Ben just one of his favorite players.
I mean, he does have that. He has that iconic home run.
Ben literally went with his favorite players.
Yeah,
I know.
Maybe
they're iconic to me.
I don't know who his favorite football player really was growing up, but he went Cabrera, Ben Wallace, and Pavel Datsuk.
It was Megatron, I think. That was my guy.
That went right before you, so now it's between us.
Yeah.
So
who was your Lion?
Stafford.
You did.
Oh, you mean
draft?
I picked Stafford. Yeah.
But you're saying your Lion when you were younger was Megatron?
I think so.
I mean,
how could it not be?
Yeah, it was one of those two. I guarantee you that.
Right?
Yeah. So.
Yep, my Piston was Ben Wallace.
What'd you say?
Pavel was my Red Wing. I had a mini stick with his face on it.
Who?
On the blade.
Pavel.
You mean this one?
Are you shitting me? Yeah, that one.
I can't. That's what they call squatters' rights.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
You've definitely seen it before. I definitely showed it to you one time. I feel like. What happened?
That's funny. We got a 4-point game in OKC.
How much time's
6
left?
minutes left.
Gotcha. But yeah, we'll have to put this out.
Oh,
on a poll and see how many
Yeah.
people vote on it, but or vote in the
4,
comments.
maybe? At least 3.
Yeah.
Who'd we miss?
Yeah. Okay.
Or 4. I'm sure we
Yeah.
get one from our top follower.
Yeah. Change his name.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh,
If we're talking about
damn.
the same person, who I think we are, but
You know who you
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that concludes the draft. Yeah, I mean we'll put this out and, like I said, vote on it, and then maybe next time we do a draft of best, I don't know how you can come up with a better phrase on this, but best players to play for a Detroit team that's not like in Detroit icons, so like Allen Iverson.
Like just a random player that played for one of the Detroit teams.
Yeah, that either were like tail end of the career or like the beginning of the career that went out and like dominated. Like someone that's not known for playing on that team, but they were on that team. They didn't have to like contribute it much here, but just like stuff like that or something like that. I don't know. Just an idea.
Or an all-time team.
All-time team, I have to do a lot more research, especially if we do a draft. Because if we don't do a draft, I feel like they're going to be we're going to have like the same people. But
yeah, but at the same time, for some of their championships, they rented a couple players. Anyways,
but it's more of like you thinking, like Rasheed. I mean, he wasn't really rental because he was here longer, but like you think of him as a Piston. Allen Iverson, you don't think of like he's a Sixer.
Or McDice, or like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more guys like AI and.
Yep.
I mean, I guess it does get a little murky because you could make a claim like Torrey Hunter. Like he's more known for like the Twins. Right, the Twins.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but he was also here for like 4 years, and he played on.
David Price.
So yeah.
Okay, what are we doing this right now?
We can.
Michael Pineda.
Who?
Who else?
Michael
Adrian
Pineda.
Peterson's definitely one.
Oh, that's a great one. Wedgie Bush.
Yeah. Dante Culpepper.
Yeah, the Lions have a ton. Yeah, Michael Pineda.
At this point, we just gotta keep naming them. I don't even know.
Brett Hall. He was a Red Wing. They rented him.
Yep.
You could even say Patrick Kane.
Yeah, for sure.
Did we ever get Mike Modano?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. I think he played here for a year.
Yeah.
That was a good call. That's a good poll, Ben. I was just about to say there's not very many wings I can name. There's a couple goalies that would come play for a couple of years, win a championship, then be gone in 2 years.
Yeah.
But
Willie Castro.
The Pistons
started with the Tigers.
Obviously, there's
doing
Blake Griffin's like a top
Jordan Zimmerman. He's known for the Washington.
Yeah. There's probably a lot. Jonas Cespedes. Like there's quite a bit
Damon.
of
Johnny Damon.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Gary Sheffield.
He
kind
of falls in that Torrey Hunter character.
He was there.
Really?
Yeah, but, you think Gary Sheffield, you think the Braves or the Yankees.
Exactly.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I know. I'm just. But he was here for a couple years. Yep.
D-Train.
Who was I thinking of? I thought of him.
No.
Not Cabrera.
I don't think that was Fernando, wasn't it?
Who?
I think Dontrell had a little.
Yeah,
did he have? Yeah, he made. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Fernando was more like this. He was way cockeyed.
Other side.
Yeah. It's mirrored.
Oh my God, I had a really good one, but I forgot what it was. But
what about LeGarrette Blount?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Kyle Vanoy. He hasn't really done
yeah, I guess because he did he win with the Patriots and then
think of him that way. Matt Patricia.
No. You think of Detroit when you think of Matt Patricia now. Actually, you think Skinny. He lost a lot of weight.
Oh, yeah, that's what I think of. Skinny.
Yeah, I think skinny when I think of Matt Patricia.
Yeah. Now,
When I think of him, I actually think
Pencil.
that, no, I think that it was the right hire because everybody wanted him, but he just sucked. I'll die on that hill. I understand that he was
everybody,
everybody
like,
wanted him. Like we can, like it wasn't like it was like everybody wanted him. That was who'd want Matt Patricia, but it was just he sucked. It wasn't that he was a bad hire. It was just that yes, technically it was a bad hire, but like everybody wanted him. But
in hindsight, it's a bad hire, but at the time, it felt right.
Yes, exactly. Although I was also on the team of don't fire Jim Caldwell, but that's here nor there.
Yeah, that too.
Tide to turn.
Anyways, we digress.
Tide to turn. All right. Yeah. So back to the poll. I'll put that out when this comes out.
we'll think of another one to do.
Would you consider Jerry Stackhouse?
I wouldn't because I know he played for like the Magic, but I think of him as a Piston.
The Wizards.
He played for the Magic now. Grant Hill. That was a tough one though. Oh, I was thinking Maglio. He won a World Series with the White Sox. I think it just depends on who you are. Obviously, if you're from Detroit, Mags was here for But it's like if you asked Chicago, they would probably say White Sox. But what if you asked someone in Florida? What would they say? They'd probably say Detroit. But
Eugenio Suarez.
What about
he started with
I
started with the Tigers,
but I don't know who that is.
I don't know Suarez. Yeah, I don't remember him.
Really? He was a young guy. 2014. He was with the team.
Another one.
And then we traded him.
Abasil Garcia.
He didn't really have a career though.
Little Miggy.
I think he knows Prince Fielder's wife pretty well.
Okay.
Really?
Oh, allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly. Let's not get in trouble. But all right. Any closing words for anybody?
Do you want to talk about our cadence? Like when what we plan to...
Yeah, good call. I was actually thinking about bringing that up. Plan on these coming out, what do we say, Mondays and... No,
Fridays?
Tuesdays and Fridays. We're going to record Mondays and Thursdays. We're put them out Tuesdays and Fridays. That way, during football season, we can watch, Monday night while we record, get the lines, and also
if the Lions are playing Monday night, it'll be a Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
Or we're up late Monday. If the Lions play Monday night...
Well, we could also maybe just do it while we're watching it. We'll figure that out. That's so far away. This could be canned by then.
Very true. Or it could be...
Or we could be like...
taken off.
Yeah.
To the moon!
Hey, we got 3 followers. Appreciate all 3 of you.
4. Don't forget about our 4th, bro.
Oh, I'm just saying 3. I just threw out a number like 3.
Well, you
we have 3 followers that watch us.
But I'm talking about. Anyway.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, we'll try to put it out.
The docs.
6 followers, bro.
We'll put it out Tuesday, Friday,
in general.
And then I plan on putting it out on Apple Podcasts and YouTube.
YouTube and Apple. Okay.
And I don't know. A lot of stuff goes into all this. Especially if you're trying to do it for free.
Assembly Line Pod.
But, Assembly Line Pod. Follow us on X.
Twitter, TikTok.
Yep.
YouTube.
And YouTube.
All the good stuff.
Ben, you got any final words? Or want me to close it down?
Cut her down.
All right. We'll see you next time down the line.